And welcome back, everybody. Silas here. I'm down here at the old cars right now, loading stuff up. Got the 64 loaded up, got the 59 loaded up. The guy is going to be here Monday morning bright and early to get this car, so I figured I better get it. But I'm just going to take these home for the weekend. I'll be back out Monday. We got a lot going on. 64, I was looking underneath it when I had it in the air, and the floors in this thing are rock solid. I know a lot of people are scared of it because of these quarter panels, and there's a little bit of rust up here in the roof, but I mean, the frame and the floors of this car are perfect, so I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna be back down here off and on Monday, getting a few of these out of here. They're coming Monday to get the airplane and get it out of there. There's a guy coming to, I said that already, to get the Dodge. I believe there's a guy coming to get something else. Now I can't remember what it is. Oh well, I guess I'll see him when he gets there and then I'll remember what it is. But we're gonna have a lot of stuff going on, so definitely stay tuned. You guys ready? Here it goes. There it is, right to Bennett. What was that? And good morning, everybody. Silas back out here. We had a really good weekend, had a lot of fun, but the show must go on. If you watched my previous video, you know I have a dumpster coming today. I don't know when it's going to be here, hopefully sooner rather than later. And we got a bunch of scrap we're going to pack in there. I'm going to try to get some of these cabs moved out back. I'm going to try to get some of those cars hauled. Got a lot going on today. It's going to be a crazy busy day. They're going to be here in about an hour and a half to pick up the airplane. So like I say, I don't know what all will get done, but we're going to get done as much as humanly possible. Oh, and I still don't have a seat. I got a confirmation email, but I haven't got a your order has been shipped email yet. But this is not fun. This is my eye level right here. So I have to like get up high to be able to see over the top of the steering wheel. And boy, after driving this loader all day the other day, my hip was killing me because I'm sitting here with my legs kind of up at an angle, and it's just not fun. But hopefully it'll be here sometime later this week or next week and we'll get it replaced. Man, I cannot see the tips of my forks unless I tip them up like this. Let's see here. I'm gonna go by feel. So I get the forks up like this and I just go down until I feel them hit my trailer, and then they come back up just a tiny bit like that. I don't like driving by feel like that because I'm going to scratch my trailer, but I don't have a whole lot of choice because I cannot see anything. This loader is already hard to see the tips of the forks just because of the way the bracket is shaped, but now it's extra hard. Now this car I'm going to have to scoot it back because it still has a chain on the back of it. Since he's coming today, I'm just going to put this right out here by the road. Be some good temporary yard art. I'm sure people that don't like cars hate all my yard art I have out here. I mean, I do kind of have a mess out here right now. It's gotten really bad in the last couple weeks, but I just had a lot going on, a lot of stuff coming in, so that's just how things worked out. But starting today, we're going to get this cleaned up. We're going to get quite a bit of this gone at least, and start moving a lot of these cabs in and cut some more of these trucks up. We're going to get a lot done. As I haul these vehicles in, I am taking better pictures of them and listing them for sale. I've got this one listed. Haven't had any serious interest in it yet. I've had a lot of, is it still available, and will you take $200, and just dumb stuff like that, you know. But that's just the name of the game when you're selling stuff, is you got to weed through about 100 rotten apples to find one maybe halfway decent apple. Every now and then you get lucky and you get a really good apple, like the guy on that 59 Dodge. That was a good apple. I had a lot of people offering me little or nothing for it and offering me scrap price for it, and you're just gonna crush it, just dumb stuff like that. And then I had one guy who was determined I was going to take $200 less just to cover his fuel. And I thought about it, but I was like, no, I just listed this car. I'm not going to sell it for less. That's my price. Somebody will pay it. And sure enough, probably about 4 hours later, the guy that's buying it messaged me and he said, hey, I'll take it for your asking price and I'll be there Monday. Sometimes I'm willing to negotiate. Most of the time I'm willing to negotiate, but on that Dodge, I mean, I can cut the thing up for more than I sold it for. And so, man, I hate to give stuff away, especially when I paid top dollar for it like I did these cars. And hopefully I will get a dumpster today to get rid of some of this tree brush at least. I'd love to be able to at least clean this area out. Like now, I'm gonna have to put this car over here for the time being because that Studebaker truck over there by the building is sold, and so I don't want to bury it. So I want to set it back out. I put it on my Instagram stories, and a guy bought it off of there. So I don't want to bury these cars too deep, just in case somebody says, I'll take that one, because knowing my luck, it'll be the one that I put at the very back of the row that somebody wants. That's the way it always goes. I don't mind having to move, 5 or 6 cars to get one out, but man, I hate having to move 10, 15 cars. Because when you move them, then you got to put them all right back where they came from. And then once again, it never fails. The next one you sell is going to be the first one you put in the row. Yeah, we'll just set this out here for now. He's not going to come get this for about another 3 weeks or so as of filming this. So I'll find some place to stash that later. Maybe I'll put it back where the airplane's at once the airplane's gone. Speaking of which, I guess I'll go ahead and get the airplane out. I got the wings laying here on the ground somewhere if I can find them in the weeds. Oh, there's one wing. Where's the other wing? Did I put it on the other side? I might have put it on the other side of the airplane. Yeah, that's what I did. I'm glad to see this airplane go into a good home. I was gonna keep it, make a camper trailer out of it, but man, I've got a million ideas I want to do. There's no way I'll ever get them all done. So I'll focus on some of my other ideas. The guy that's buying this from me is gonna mount it up on a pole, and it's absolutely perfect for that because it's a big enough plane to be noticeable, but it's not a gigantic monster, it's manageable. I don't know exactly how he's gonna haul it home. I'm not sure what type of trailer he's got coming, so I guess that'll be today's mystery. Yeah, there we go. I can get out from underneath it now. I dug a ton of dirt trying to get underneath this airplane back there in those weeds. I couldn't see what I was doing. There we go. All right, I was kind of disappointed in the video of when I bought that airplane. I thought that video was gonna do really good, and it was one of my worst videos of like a 2-month period there. I mean, almost nobody watched that video, so I guess nobody on my channel likes airplanes. Oh, my neighbor got a llama now. I know he had sheep, but I see a llama out there in the field. That's cool. Llamas make really good protection for sheep. They will stomp a coyote's head in a hurry. Oh, Sean's here. Cool. I guess I'll go see what's up with him, and I think I have time. Let me see, it is 8:40. Yeah, I got time to go get one more load of cars before that guy's gonna be here on the airplane, because I told him 10 o'clock. And we're back down here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab this 56 and this 58, but my goal today is I would really like to get both of these 59s out of here. Get them out of here and see if I can get some air in the tires, get some better pictures of them. So we'll see what happens there. And I'd like to get in here and I'd like to get this entire corner cleaned out. I don't know if I'm gonna get it done today, but this week I want to have this corner cleaned out to where all I have left is this row here. I'm kind of running low on time. I just got a lot going on. Got to work at the yard, got to work at my yard, got to haul cars, got to meet people, just so much going on. So I may end up having to pay someone to haul some of these cars for me. There's a company right around the corner from here, so they'd haul anything I need hauled for $25 a car. So, I mean, at $25 a car, I'm hauling 2 at a time on my truck, so that's $50 a load. I mean, I hate paying somebody $25 to drive, less than a mile. But at the same time, I'm so busy doing other stuff that I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. I put a board down on my trailer, and it looks like I put it in exactly the right spot. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get, this is a really awkward area because this is a really busy street over here. There's a lot of warehouses and whatnot around here, so I can't really park in the street because I'll be blocking everybody, but at the same time, I don't really fit in here very good with my truck and trailer. I guess I can start pulling in the yard now. I guess that's what I'll probably have to start doing, is pulling all the way in the yard or backing in the yard. I don't know, I'll figure it out on the next load, but I'm gonna try to wiggle around and get that car loaded on the back. There we go, I got it on there. This wasn't too bad, I guess. The trick is gonna be getting back out of here now. Well, it's only 9:20, but they're already here on the airplane, so 40 minutes early. I tell people, you can show up early you want, but it's playing with fire because I can't always meet you there when you want me to meet you there. I think it'll work out now, though. I'll go ahead, and I was hoping to get back and get one more load before he got here, but it'll be all right. Get this untied and ready to go. That way, as soon as I get him loaded, I can get these unloaded, and then we can hit the road and go get another load. think it's gonna be a little bit wide with that tail fin, but I think it'll be all right. It's not gonna be like crazy wide or nothing. All right, now we'll swing her around. Oh, we may not need that board of the back because it's gonna be on the steel. So I think that'll work out good. Gotta get her lined up straight. All right, it's on there good. That worked out pretty good, actually. I'm pretty impressed with how it sit on there. Now the wings will have to put the engine compartment, whatever you want to call it, close to the tail fin, and then we'll have to stand them probably on their side, but I'm gonna go grab those now. We'll figure it out. I think what I'm thinking is we'll stand this up on the engine front here, kind of lean it up against the airplane. I think it'll be all right, but we'll see what he says here in just a second. All right, I think they're taking the tail off. Well, they just dropped off an iron box for me, so that works out perfect because they're still working on taking that tail fin off the airplane. So until they're ready to load those wings, I'm gonna start working on loading the iron box. So Lep stacked all this stuff up back here for me. All of the good sheets of tin, as you can see over here to the right, I want to keep those and use those for ground cover in places where I want to set stuff out where I don't want the grass to grow. And then I'm going to take all of this stuff here. This is just the scraps and small pieces and mangled pieces and iron and that type of stuff. I'm going to go dump this in the iron box on the bottom, and then I'm going to start packing truck frames in there, and we'll see what else we can fit in there. I'm going to try to get it as full as I can. The more I get in there, the more money I get. They basically charge a set price per dumpster to bring them over here, and so the more money, the more weight I get in there, the more I make per ton is the way it works out. But I mean, even if I only get 4 or 5 tons in there for what I've got invested in the stuff that I'm going to be packing in there, it's not a big deal. Like this stuff on the forks right now was all free. This was all just remnants that were left on the property when I bought it. And then those truck frames, obviously I bought the trucks for the cabs and the sheet metal. I didn't buy them for the frames, and so that's all just bonus money there. So I've got some junk out back, and I've got the big crusher pile full of cars, and I'm not going to mess with all that right now. I'm going to try to focus on getting other stuff cleaned up. The stuff that's already stacked out of the way, I'm not going to worry about. But hopefully I can get that dumpster loaded today. They can swap it out, and I can load it again maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I'll see how fast I can keep it loaded. This isn't the best location for this dumpster, but for right now, with everything else going on, I figure this is what I'm going to have to make do with. Perfect. And they did bring me the big dumpster, so that'll be nice. I can get as much weight as humanly possible. The only issue with this dumpster is it's not as wide as some of the others inside, so putting that trailer up on top might be a little bit of a challenge. This rear end will be my width test to see how much room I have inside this dumpster. It might be an optical illusion, but we're about to find out here. If this fits in there easy, then I know I have plenty of room. If it's a tight fit, then I don't. Oh, plenty of room. I think I can for sure get truck rear ends in there, even with both tires on them. So yeah, I think we'll be fine. Let's see if I can balance all this loose scrap on this piece of frame. Right after we stacked all this scrap on here, that truck bed came in on Friday. Would have been nice to have that truck bed to throw all this in before, but it'll be all right. Just try to drive a little bit slow. We made it. Bingo. There we go. Yeah, I'm really hoping I can get about 6 to 8 tons per dumpster. I don't know if we'll get that in every dumpster, but as many of them as I can, that's what I want to do. This will be the test. This is a complete rear end on this one. Let's see if it fits. It's a tight fit. And it fell sideways. That is not going to work. Not going to work at all. That will ruin my entire dumpster. I'm going to have to get that back out of there. I got to get that to drop in there exactly sideways. I may have to pull one of the wheels off the outside. I don't know. We'll see. We'll try one more time to get it to drop in there. Nope. If I could see what I was doing, but sitting on the floor of this loader, I can't see nothing. And also I'm trying to set it in the very bottom of the dumpster, so maybe what I'll do is set this aside and put it up a little bit higher so I don't have to tip it down at quite as much of an angle. We'll try that. If that doesn't work, then I will have to go ahead and pull one of the wheels off the outside if I can get it off the forks. It is not coming loose. There it went. Sometimes this stuff does not cooperate very well. That's okay. When you've got heavy machinery with enough work, you can make it cooperate. It's a shame on this motor right here. This is a Jeep 4.2 liter. I'm gonna have to pick it up from underneath. This is out of a CJ. I thought for sure somebody would want it, but still turned. Supposed to run, but I never messed with starting it. But I listed it on Marketplace. A guy came out and paid me the money I wanted for the whole thing and took all the brackets off the front of it. I listed the engine again and nobody ever did want it, and it is not cooperating at all. At all. It would sure help if I could see what I'm doing. There we go, I got her. I just had to flip it over. That oil filter was making it impossible to balance on it. But anyway, I went ahead and pulled the intake and exhaust manifold off of it. I figured somebody will buy those on eBay. And the rest of the engine goes in the iron box. It had one of those oil pans that had the skid on it, and I thought somebody would want that too, but I didn't feel like pulling it. Nobody ever bought it, so away she goes. I remember back in the day, those 4.2 liters just for cores were extremely desirable, but not anymore. It doesn't fit. Skinny dumpster. It's gonna be the death of me. Make this air compressor go away next. That rear end I just put in there did not fit in there sideways. It kind of went at an angle, but it's in there now. I can't get it back out, so we will make do with what we have. I think we'll be all right. This dumpster's getting pretty full now. I'm gonna try to get it close to the top, and then I'm gonna try to get that yellow trailer up on top of everything. We'll see how it all works out. I got a little bit more room in the middle still, I think. I was super careful to not scratch the trailer, but I might have to scratch the trailer now because I cannot see my forks. Okay. We're gonna scoot this over. I'm not sure how far. And put both wings on one side. Perfect. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Put a few rub marks on the trailer, but didn't tear nothing up. And now we're going to put both wings on this side. That's what they want to do. So, trying to finagle an airplane onto a trailer to haul it halfway across the country. Always a fun challenge. Well, I guess it worked. Put this here so they have something to lean it against. That worked pretty good, really. I mean, it's kind of weird looking, but I think it's going to go right down the highway just fine. We'll do the same thing with this one on this side, and we should be golden. Try not to scratch it up too bad. I'm going to put a few scratches on it, but a little bit of touch-up paint and it'll be all right. There we go. Okay, I got the forks up against it, hold it in place, and it's hanging over about an inch, so that's perfect. There we go. He is loaded. He's going to strap it all down really good, put bunches of straps on it, make it look good, and hit the road back to somewhere in Tennessee. I forget where he said he's from. Somewhere in, I think, eastern Tennessee. I deal with so many people, it's hard to remember where everybody's from. There goes the airplane. Clear for takeoff. I don't know, there's no way you can see it on this camera, but there's a buck back there in velvet. Looks like about a 6-point, not real big. Looks like a juvenile buck, probably a couple years old, I'm guessing. He's staring at me back there chomping on some grass. And now the moment of truth. Let's see if this thing is gonna fit in this dumpster. I have no clue if it's gonna make it or not. I gotta, oh man, it's stacked in the dumpster now. There we go, okay. Had to find a place where I could pick it up. I think it's gonna be a tight fit, but I think it's barely gonna fit up on top and kind of be a nice cap for this dumpster. When I got this trailer, I sold it right away, and I had a million people wanting to buy it. Well, the guy that bought it ended up selling it back to me. And so I messaged all those people back and I said, hey, did you still want that trailer? And they all said no. So now that I'm shoving it in the iron box, you watch tonight, they're all gonna start messaging me, okay, yeah, I'll take it. But now it is officially too late. It's kind of debatable on this car here. The driver's side of this car looks really nice, but this passenger side is all ripped up in that quarter panel. So if a guy had a patina green quarter panel, the guy can make a patina cruiser out of this car pretty easy. But with that condition that it's in, honestly, I'm probably gonna wind up cutting the nose off of this one and probably just part the rest of it out. Probably what's gonna happen to her, but we'll see. I'm gonna set this one over here for now. I'll take it in the yard later. And this panel truck here, I mean, it's a pretty cool truck really, but it's got a lot of rust in the bottom outside edge. So I mean, it's gonna need some rust repair, but I don't know, it's a pretty cool truck. I think it's worth fixing. Nothing else make good yard art, but we'll see. Ooh, it's back heavy. I gotta pick it up a little bit further back. There we go. There we go. Put them beside something heavy like this dumpster, and then you just kind of twist when they're real rusty like this. There we go, just like that. Now it's a whole lot narrower and it'll fit in the next dumpster. We're getting quite the accumulation of stuff over here, ready for the next box. I've got a piece of a frame, piece of a camper, a couple axles, trailer hitch, this bed. We'll have the back end off of that Dodge here pretty soon. We'll have the hoist off of the orange GMC. I got a Ram 60, was that a 70 Ranchero? I don't know, 71, somewhere around there. But yeah, here pretty soon we'll have enough to get that dumpster loaded one more time. I wanted to make it back and get one more load of cars today, but man, I just don't know if it's gonna happen. I might just focus on that tomorrow. The iron box is packed full. We've got enough stuff laying around now to load it again. I didn't take this truck out back because he cut the sway bar or whatever it is. Not a sway bar, it's some sort of steering linkage, but it was hanging down, and so he cut it off with a torch. I don't want to put it out in the tall grass until it has a chance to cool down. we'll cut this truck next week, knock it out, or not next week, later this week, I'm sorry. This 55 first series over here, I posted it for sale like it is in case somebody wants a roller. If I don't have any interest in this truck before later in the week comes, we'll probably go ahead and knock this one in half, take it out back. This truck here, we're just stripping the dash and cutting the nose and pulling the doors off of it, and then this whole truck's going to be set aside. And I'm going to start saving up a load to load a semi-trailer, because when I have stuff like this, I mean, I can only get probably 3 vehicles in the dumpster, and that's just not going to be enough weight. And so I've got this, and then I've got this big truck that came in over here. Let's check it out. This is a pretty cool truck. It's got a few good pieces left on it. Not a lot, but on this one here, we'll probably pull all the sideboards off of it and just leave the bed on the frame. It's got a 292 under the hood that looks pretty clean. I mean, it's got a real clean looking motor. So assuming that turns, we'll probably pull the cab off so we can get that out of there. And then I think we're going to save just this grill section, not the hood itself, but just the grill section. We could cool wall hanger probably. And then it's got an instrument cluster and a sun tack in the dash. It's pretty rusty. I mean, it's pretty rotted out in the corners, as you can see there. And so these trucks just don't have any demand. I've got much nicer ones out back that I haven't been able to sell. We'll leave the bed on it, and I can put this in the semi-trailer. This bed won't fit in the dumpsters, but if I put it in the semi-trailer, the bed's a little bit too wide, but the axle will fit. So if I put this as the top vehicle in the stack, then this bed will be sticking up above the top of the dumpster, and then we'll be golden. It is a little bit of a challenge to get these in the dumpster with these wheels hanging down like this. I have to kind of go up there and turn sideways and swing them around, and it's a little bit of a mangling mess, but we can get her done. I've done it before, and I can usually stack them about 3 high, and so I can put like 2 cars in there, and then I can put this up on top of the 2 cars, and then, or 2 frames or whatever. I'll have it all lined up ready to go. Like I've got this truck here, I could put this, something else, and then what's left of that up on top of there, and then do the same thing behind it. And I can put 2 stacks in there, and then I'll have room at the very back probably to put something like what's left of that cab or whatever else small pieces I have, put at the back of the trailer to get that last little bit of extra weight. But doing that, I'll for sure be able to get enough weight in that trailer to where I won't have to pay, or I won't have to take a dock or a little bit less money. But now I'm gonna go back down there to the old cars. I'm gonna throw those 2 59 wagons on my trailer, and I'm gonna take those home for the evening. Bring them back out here in the morning, and then I probably gotta go to the other yard, work for a little bit. Wednesday, I gotta load trucks all day out there, and then Thursday, probably gonna work on hauling cars, and Friday, got lots more going on. So this is gonna be, I don't know how long this video will be. I may not record a whole lot. So this may be a fairly long video, or it may not be. I don't know what I'll record tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, but for sure Friday, there will be a lot going on. So let's keep riding along. It's crazy just how different this loader drives from the one out there, and yet they're both different from the other one at the yard with the crusher. It takes a little bit of, oh, it doesn't take me long. I mean, I'm used to driving all 3 of them, but it takes me about 30, 40 seconds of driving each one of them to adapt to it. This loader here used to be my favorite, but ever since the seat went bad, until I get that seat replaced, I'd say probably my favorite is probably the new one where the crusher's at. Other than the funky hydraulic tilt down where it drops real fast, I don't like that, and there's nothing you can do about it because it's computer controlled. But you know, all 3 of them are still pretty good loaders. Oh, there we go. I'm going to take both of these home and brighten up my neighborhood a little bit. It's a good looking load of cars right there. Good looking load. I was looking at them, and this one here's got a little bit of rust in the fenders, while the white one really doesn't. Honestly, if a guy put these 2 cars together, a guy could probably build one fairly easy. Guy's still gonna have to find quarter panels and rocker panels, but I mean, those are the same on everything pretty much. Definitely cool cars though, that's for sure. And good morning. Back out here, got those cars unchained. Gonna grab the loader, get them unloaded, and I was gonna go to the yard today, but I got to thinking about it, and I just really need to get this cleanup job done. So I think I'm just gonna try to focus all day today on hauling. I believe I have a couple people coming to pick stuff up today, so I got to meet them, and I have maybe one guy coming to pick up a car late this afternoon. But I gotta say, right now it is nice out. This is beautiful weather. I would love to be out fishing on the kayak or something like that, but it is supposed to get hot, hot, hot today. Super hot, so we'll see what happens there. Let's see if I can pick this one up. I can barely pick it up with the other loader, and it lifts a little bit more weight than this one. I think I can get it. This truck here, I think it was gonna be a pretty good deal. This has got a 261 that still turns under the hood. Then it's got a really good looking nose on it that I know will sell for a premium price. A lot of good dash parts, and I might save the doors off of it. Yeah, we got it. I'm really tippy. My loader's trying to tip on me, but we'll be all right. But yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and cut the nose off of this one, pull the engine out of it, pull the dash parts out, and probably cut that rack, that headache rack off that's over the top of the winch. And then I'll just shove this whole thing in the trailer or the iron box, whichever. I don't see any reason to take this whole truck out back. The cab on this thing is pretty rusty. It's rusty in the top, it's rusty in the bottom, it's rusty just about everywhere. It does kind of have a good looking cab back on it though, so maybe what I'll do is just pop the cab off of it real quick. It only takes a second, they don't weigh anything. Then I can set that out back, and I'll probably just give the engine to Sean for helping me. He's been helping me a ton here lately, and he likes those 261s, so I'll probably just give that to him. Then I can take the rest of the frame and shove it in the iron box. That'll be some good weight. For now though, I'm just gonna set it down over here by the building, and I'll probably back it up by those trailers. Actually, I might just let it sit right here. This is probably a good spot for it. Yeah, right there. And with that, we are officially done hauling cars out of there. The only one left down there is the Traveler. That one's already sold. The guy's coming to get it this weekend, so I just left it there. I did go ahead and grab this brown square body truck over here. it's already sold as well, and the guy was gonna come get it Friday, but he was also gonna come get it last Thursday, and that didn't work out. And so I was just worried that if he didn't make it, then I'm gonna be scrambling last second to try to find a way to get it hauled in. And I figured I had an empty spot on the trailer, so I was really careful, picked it up as far forward as possible so I wouldn't bend the drive shaft. And so I'm just gonna take it off of here and just set it out front. That way it's accessible. That way, assuming he shows up Friday, he can just load it and get it gone. But yeah, we just emptied all that space out here yesterday, and now I've already filled it all back up with vehicles. But I'm gonna move a bunch of these out back yet today. The 3 panel trucks, the 2 over there and this one here, I've got a set of tires that we pulled off that yellow trailer I'm going to put on this truck, and then I've got a couple more sets of wheels and tires I'm going to put on the other ones. That way they look a little bit more presentable, and then I'm going to take some pictures of those before and list them for sale. So I'm not going to move those in, but I want to get all of the other better vehicles moved inside. And you may notice that I'm in this loader instead of the one where I was sitting on the floor. I was trying to figure out how I was going to get this back. My wife's out of town, my dad's busy, and so I was like, man, who's going to give me a ride? And then I got to thinking, and so I asked Lep, I said, Lep, have you ever driven a loader before like this? And he goes, oh yeah, I've driven one for another guy several times. So I said, well, hey, you're in luck, you get to drive this one too. So he hopped in it and drove it down here for me. And this loader, I could sit up high in the air. I mean, I don't really like this seat that I'm sitting on, but I took it out of a car, but I mean, it's better than sitting down on the floor. And it kind of has air conditioning, and it is hot today. So I'm going to use this loader to rearrange some stuff. Oh, and they emptied out my iron box. There was just under 7 tons in that last iron box, and so I got an empty one here, so I'm going to go ahead and pack some stuff in there. I got that old Ranchero and who knows what else, so we'll do that here in a little bit as well. You know, it's kind of funny, we just went through all that work to haul all those cars and save them today, and then I got this old Ranchero right here that not going to get saved. Smash the roof in just like that. This car almost got saved. This is the one the guy came to buy, or he actually already paid for it. And then when he got here, we couldn't figure out how to get it on his trailer and make it fit. So he did some trading and took something else instead. So we went ahead and pulled the Cleveland out of this car and the C4. And now the rest of it is going to go in the iron box. I feel like this box is a little bit smaller than the last box. So I'm worried about getting weight in here, but we'll do our best to get as much weight as we can. This car here will make enough off of the Cleveland there we go, I dropped my microphone when that car hit. But anyway, make enough off of that Cleveland to more than make up for the car itself. I've got this hoist, we'll drop that in there. That's some good heavy iron. I'm gonna try to put some heavier stuff in here so I can try to get this dumpster up around that 7-8 ton mark again. It's gonna be a challenge, but we'll see what we can get done. There we go. I'd say that car probably weighs about 1 ton by itself. And then I've got this chunk of frame and some axles and that hoist and some other stuff, probably get another ton. Yeah, this box is definitely smaller. So I'm not gonna fill it clear full, I'm gonna leave a little bit of room up on top. I've got some junk engines out back that just have a few odds and end parts on them still. I'm gonna go gather those up and stick in here. Not today, but later in the week. There we go. Yeah, because this dumpster's filling up really fast, and right now I probably have about 3 tons in there. Well, unfortunately, I cannot get my big trailer out back because I filled my road in with cars because I had nowhere else to put them until I get rid of the tree brush. So what I'm going to have to do is just park my big trailer right here. I think it'll kind of fit here to where I still have room to go this way. And hopefully I can work on getting rid of that tree brush later in the week since the cars are done. I may hook up to my dump trailer and work on that a little bit, but otherwise, every time I need to get in here to work on these cars, I'm gonna have to hook up to the trailer, pull it out, and if I don't get all the cars moved, I'll have to put the trailer back at the end of that. So fun. I've got way too much stuff, that's for sure. Oh, and the guy on the 64 wagon flaked out on me. He had to have it, been looking for one forever. That's exactly what he was looking for. It was in his budget, his price range, gotta have it. And so I've been messaging him for the last 2 hours saying, man, when are you gonna be here? Just give me a time, I'll work with you. I need to know. And nothing. And then finally he messaged me back and he says, I'm not gonna make it. I had some stuff come up. So that's frustrating. I mean, he could have just said in the very beginning, I'm just collecting pictures. I don't actually want the car. But oh well, I got it cleaned up out here a little bit. I took that out back. I'm gonna use it to, that trailer that was sitting there, I'm gonna use it to set cabs and stuff on. We cut the axles out of it and got all the cars that were out here cleaned up, got all the iron picked up, got a little bit of room left in the dumpster. Tomorrow I'll be loading trucks at the other yard. Thursday I'll probably work at the other yard most of the day. but at some point in time, probably maybe Friday, I'll come out here, maybe late Thursday, I don't know. I'll come out here and finish loading it, and we'll also work on getting this cleaned up a little bit more at that point in time. So I'm gonna drop my trailer, I'm gonna head home. See you guys tomorrow. I'll tell you what, it sure feels weird crushing stuff like this, but I haven't had a bit of interest in this truck. I've had it listed for parts now, and I mean, every now and then I'll have somebody message me and say, would you take $20 for the tailgate? Or would you take $10 for the headlight or something like that? Just ridiculous stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and process this one. It does have a brand spanking new set of 18-inch tires on it, so I guess I'll go ahead and save those. Tires are one of those things that if you're really patient and they're like brand new, sometimes you can get 20, 25 bucks a piece out of them. It takes a while to sell at that price, but they do sell eventually and they don't take up that much room. And there goes load number 2. There we go, there goes load number 3. Headed to the shredder, good load. All right, time to replace this seat. There it is, the old worn out piece of junk seat from 1998. Now we're gonna heave the new one up there. Here we go. Much better. Took a minute to figure out how to get it where it needed to be. It slides back and forth, it swivels, it tilts, it does all sorts of crazy stuff. Finally have a good seat in this loader for the first time ever. I've been busy hustling today. I haven't hardly recorded anything, but we are making progress out here. Everything that was out here is gone now. The Rambler wagon and the other car are gone. The guy's coming to get the brown truck tomorrow. Worry about that then, but I'm trying to work my way that direction. Slowly but surely we are accomplishing that. Sean and Lep are getting the nose knocked off of this Chevy truck over here. And there was a nice bonus on this engine. Where's it? Oh, here it is. I see it. Right there. 6-blade fan. Mega bonus right there. That'll pay for the truck. Got a lot of good parts off of it. Probably going to save the doors off of it. And oh, here's the windshield trim up here. That's a good piece. We're still going to cut the vent section out here where the windshield's at. Not this here, but outside it's all good and rust free. That'll all sell. Got some emblems on the side of the hood, all sorts of good odds and ends stuff left on it. These things are a pain in the butt to package, but they always sell good. They're not too bad if you just go to the store and buy a picture frame box. The problem is the box store is like 25 minutes one direction from my house, so then you're looking at over an hour just to get a box. But yeah, this truck sold, it'll be gone soon. This car here, I'll just set it up back for now. It's got a few parts I want to pull. This car here I'm going to try to find a home for. This car here, we got to pull the engine out of one of these days. And then this 50 Buick back here, I sold the nose off of it. So we're going to cut that off. And I'm just going to look the rest of the car over. I think it's got a few dash parts maybe. The windshield's busted out, so there's not a whole lot good there. Maybe the trunk section will sell. I don't know. It's kind of neat in a way. But I mean, it's just a 4-door, not a desirable car. So I'm thinking once we cut the nose off, maybe pull a few parts off of it, I'm probably just going to go ahead and stuff some tires in this car, smash it, and shove it in the iron box. Kind of a shame, but I had 2 guys wanting to buy this car complete, but neither of them ever sent me any money. So the guy that wanted the nose, he sent me the money immediately. So the furniture and the wall art and those guys, they usually are a little bit more serious buyers than guys wanting whole cars, especially for stuff like that. Now, better stuff like this, obviously, this sort of stuff sells better for complete than it does for art. And so a little bit of both. That's why it's good to have both markets. Yeah, we are making some serious progress out here. We're going to keep on it. And oh, he wants this car here, he wants the tailgate back, so we got to figure out how to get that back window down, but we'll probably do that in the morning when it's not 3 million degrees. This car here I had thought about hanging on to, but I don't know, I'll probably take some pictures and try to sell it. Such a cool little car, little floor shift bucket seat car. I think it's a 4-speed. Yeah, it's a little 4-speed on the floor. Just a cool little car. And then the Buick LeSabre, I think I'm just gonna stick it out back. It's pretty rusty, especially around the windshield. Just a good parts car, but I don't have time to part this one out right now, so we're just gonna get it out of here. Both of those are just gonna go out back. This truck here, we'll probably pull the bed off of it, and then the rest of it I can get advertised for sale. Same thing with the Ford. Actually, the Ford, we might just cut the frame behind the cab on that one. And then of course the N-Series Ford, we're just gonna scrap that whole thing out. Yeah, hopefully by the end of tomorrow, by the end of today probably, I will have at least some of these moved. And by the end of tomorrow, a bunch of these will be moved and get this work back. And then once I get to the bus, we're gonna scrap it out. I'm just gonna take the iron box and set it over here. And that way, don't have the excavator out here, but I think we can go through with Sawzalls or something like that and just slice all the way around and just take the whole roof off of it. And then I can kind of just peel chunks of it off. I don't know, we'll figure that out. That'll be its own video. So making good progress. Let's see what else we can get done. Wow, this is so much better. Up in the air again so I can actually see what I'm doing. I actually think I kind of like this loader better than the other one now. That other one's got that car seat in it. Well, this one here is actually a nice, it's firm, but yet somewhat cushioned. It takes the blow out of it, but it doesn't bounce you and throw you through the roof either. I got good pictures taken of all three of these, so I'm gonna go ahead and move them in. Not entirely sure where I want to put them. I don't want to take them out back. I don't want to bury them, because I think they're going to sell fairly quickly, or at least I hope they do anyway. We're filling this area in now. I want to go through these three. Well, that panel truck down there is pretty well empty, but I want to go through these 2 panel trucks. But I want to make a video just about that, because there might be some cool stuff in there, especially this one. This one's clear full of stuff. But yeah, we're filling this area in. I'm going to organize these a little bit better once I get rid of the rest of the tree brush, but he couldn't pick that dumpster up today, so he's going to come pick that up tomorrow. Probably going to take 2 more dumpsters to get rid of all the tree brushes here. I got a bunch wrapped around it right here. There's a little bit more up in there, and I think I can get rid of most of it in 1 more dumpster, but I think there's going to be a little bit left over. But anyway, once all the tree brush is gone, I'll be able to get up in here, put some stuff up in this spot, some stuff here, this whole area. I can fill this whole area in with cars, and so hopefully I can get my my driveway open again. That's the plan anyway. Plus, like, I got this truck here, it's just scrap, so I can get it out. I was saving it for parts from my old Dakota that I sold. Ones like this here, I can put it over there. The boat I can move somewhere else. Lots of things we can do like that and get it cleaned up out here. Working out here like this several days in a week, we've gotten a lot done. If I could work out here even, you know, even 1 day a week would make a big difference, but 2 days a week, boy, I could get a lot done. But between auctions and all these cleanup jobs I've had to do and everything else like that, I haven't had a whole lot of time to work out here. But now I'm like between a rock and a hard place after buying those 50 cars down there, to where I had to make some room, and it pushed me to get it in gear and get a lot done. But I got to drive the other loader in. I don't want to drive the other loader. It's got air conditioning. It's a lot newer, but man, after putting that new seat in that loader, man, it just rides so nice that my back doesn't hurt at all from driving it now. And I don't really want to drive this one. I'm going to have to find a seat for it, because man, it's just a lot better now. Well, I think I just made a score. I gotta wait for this traffic to go by, but somebody was driving by here on their way back from the landfill. Looks like they lost a nice plastic trash can. It's been here for a minute and nobody turned around to come back and get it, so I guess it's mine. Oh yeah, that's a real nice can. We'll use that for sure. Good morning, back out here at the yard. Check out this stuff a guy just brought me. He was going through town, he had this in the back of his truck in case he saw me here, and sure enough, there's a Yankee mirror, only one. Then here's another mirror. It's kind of like a Yankee, but it's not a Yankee. It feels a little bit cheaper, but I actually kind of like it a little bit more. And then here's just another plain Jane mirror. This one here is probably not anything great. And then he had this old stoplight. Unfortunately, somebody lost the plug for it, so they just stuck a wire through the back of it to make it work, evidently. And then he had this old underground telephone cable. Porcelain enamel. I believe it's original. It looks to be original to me. Looks like vintage brass. It's kind of cracked, so I think it's original. Just thought it was some cool stuff. I gave him $250 for all this, and then he had 2 Holley carburetors. This one here is probably just junk, but the other one he had was for a 78 Ford. A little bit better carburetor. But I got a guy here now out back pulling a part off a truck, and then everybody should be here pretty soon. Should be a guy here to get a cab. A guy should be here, oh, it's gonna be late morning to get that truck, so Gonna be a busy day. Well, I forgot to print the bill of lading for the transmission that I'm shipping today. So I've got people there from around the country pulling parts and getting ready to load stuff, and I had to go all the way back home and print that out real quick. I hope they show up. If they don't show up on that today, I'm gonna be frustrated. That's why I don't really like shipping stuff on pallets, is because many times it turns into a fiasco. But maybe not, I guess we'll find out. But I gotta get back. They are here from Maryland to load up that international cab. I thought, they said they were in St. Louis. For some reason I was thinking they were from Missouri. No, they're from Maryland, and they stayed the night in St. Louis. So they're pulling the front clip apart so they can load it easier. And so I gotta get back, get them loaded up. Another guy's there pulling some parts, and another guy's on the way to pick up a truck, and then another guy's on the way to pick up a truck bed. So busy, busy, busy. He's got a cab already, but his is just rusty and falling apart, whereas this cab here just has a couple little tiny spots of rust. So he's gonna be able to fix it. And now I need to get this truck out. And of course, this is the very first one that I put in here. And I listed all these vehicles for sale, and this is the very first one that sold. And so I gotta get it back out. I thought this one here would take a while to sell because it's so rusty. But the guy saw it and he said this is exactly what he's looking for. I don't know what he's gonna do with it, whether parts or fix it or make it into furniture or what he's gonna do. But anyway, he's gonna be here in a little bit. So I think I can just twist it out this way. Of course, now I'm gonna have a big empty spot up here by the building, but that's okay. There we go. Where there's a will, there's a way. I'll rearrange all these panel trucks later. I have a guy pretty interested in one of those. So if he buys it, I'll have to dig it out anyway. So I'll rearrange them all at that point in time. I got a bunch of tree brush back here I need to get picked up first anyway. I believe he is sending a tow truck after this one, or he's gonna come pay for it, look at it, make sure he wants it, and then have a tow truck come pick it up. So we'll just set it right there so it's easy to get to. We'll set this right here. Perfect. I'm trying to think if anybody else is coming today to get anything or not. I can't think of anybody. I already met 2 people. I got these 2 people coming. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, the guy on the brown truck, but it's already out where he can get to it. All right, we are ready for liftoff. Let's see what happens. Pop, there it went. Took it a second, but it popped loose. There we go. The strand column wasn't quite cut all the way through. He thought he had it, but missed a little tiny sliver, and it was just still holding on. But we got it now. We're gonna go ahead and cut the nose off of this one, and then I'll stash the rest of it out back somewhere. It's going on there. It's being stubborn, but it's going. This back end just didn't quite want to line up right. So I'm gonna pick it up on the trailer hitch and scoot her over for him. Just like that. All right. Now he's good to go. Well, all that work to get this truck out, meet that guy, all that for nothing, because he gets here and he looks at it and goes, "Oh, you didn't tell me it had a broken windshield." And I go, "Yeah, I showed multiple pictures of the broken windshield." He goes, "Oh, I didn't see that." And then he looks at it and he says, "Oh, I didn't see that it had rust in the fenders. I didn't know that." And I said, "No, I said that specifically, that the fenders are rusted out." And then he opens the door. "Oh, I didn't realize it had a rat nest in it." And I said I showed pictures of the rat nest. And then he looks and there's no drive shaft. And he's like, "Oh, there's no drive shaft. Where am I going to get a drive shaft at?" And I said, "I was in the pictures too. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Did you even look at the pictures or read the description?" He goes, "No, I just looked at the first picture and the picture looked really nice. And so I just thought it would be okay. It'd be a good truck." And I said, "Man," I said, "you're awful brave driving that far." I mean, he probably spent $100 in fuel to come get the truck. And then he says, "Oh, I don't think I want this one. What else do you have for sale?" I said, "I ain't got nothing for sale." So he had to go home empty-handed. That frustrates the fire out of me when people do that. But oh well, life goes on. Now I'm kind of in the mood to cut it up for art. So that probably signed the end of the road for that truck. But now I'm going to gather up the rest of this tree brush and get it loaded in the dumpster. Now that's a big log right there. He might be a little bit top heavy with this load here. I'm gonna probably put a couple more of these big logs at the back to hold all that other tree brush down, and then we'll just stop. Probably gonna need one more dumpster, but I won't need it right away, so we'll just wait. And they just swapped out my iron box, and of course they bring me one of the smallest ones they have. They know I'm trying to maximize how much weight I get in these things, and I've got kind of bulky stuff that I'm loading, and yet they bring me that. So that's a little bit on the frustrating side, but we'll make do. I think I'm gonna go out back and grab a tractor. If I grab one of my junk tractors, I can put that in there at the back, and then I can pack some of these truck axles and frames around it, and some little stuff, and hopefully get a decent weight in there, even though it's a small dumpster. Let's see here, what's this thing? I think this one's just scrap. I don't see anything good on it. I might pop the fenders off of it for art. Beyond that, I think this bad boy is ready for the machine, or I guess it's not going in the machine, going in the dumpster. But I think this would be a good one to get a chunk of weight in there. Is there anything? The engine. Oh. Well, I guess the hood's off of it now. It's got a magneto on it, but the head's gone. The engine's full of water, so probably pull the magneto off of her, and there's no radiator. See a magneto and a pair of fenders, and I think this thing's ready to go in the iron box. See if I can get in here and fish it out. I was going to save this hood anyway, because those make really good engine covers for when you have an engine sitting out that you just want to cover up temporarily. Those tractor hoods work really good for that. So let's see if we can get this bad boy out. This thing is kind of awkward. The pivot point is right here by this back wheel, and so I can't get the forks in it to where it doesn't tip and teeter-totter, but now I kind of caught this fork here in between the wheels and the body to where it can't go like that as long as I'm careful. So I think we can get it back up front. Well, I opted just to pull off all the light brackets and the light buckets and just leave the fenders on it. They're pretty tore up and rusted out, and they don't have any good color left on them, so I figured they've done lived out their life. Should have fit right down in there though. Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, that gives me quite a bit of room to pack stuff around it still, so yeah, we can make this dumpster work, because I mean there's over 2 tons right there in already. Let's see if this dumpster's wide enough to pack this in here. I think it is. I hope it is. Whew, she's tight. There it goes, I made it fit. There it is. Boom. Can't really see much with this camera angle, but I'm in a hurry, so I don't feel like getting out to adjust the camera angle. Well, what do you know? I told them I had to have it picked up by 4 o'clock, and it's 7 till 4 o'clock. They are here. That's okay. Let's get the skid steer out, get that thing loaded up. About done for the day, but a guy's here now and he wants a truck bed off the truck out back, and he said he needs it today. It's about 4:30 now, so I asked Sean, I said, you want to help me pop it off real quick? Should be like 6 bolts. He said, bring it up here, so I'm gonna go grab it now. I've had this truck for sale for $1,000 or best offer now. I've told several people I'd take $900 for it, or I guess I had it listed for $1,100 or best offer, but I told several people $900 and it's yours. Nobody wanted it. It's kind of a shame. It's a rust-free 5-window 54 Dodge V8 4-speed. Kind of a cool little truck, but nobody wanted it, so we're gonna knock it apart. And there we go. Got Sean loaded up with that 261. There's a propane tank off of that white C60 that was out there. I think I showed that one. That real heavy truck, and the propane tank was almost full. And so he knows a guy that heats his camper with that stuff, and so I said just take it, give it to him, and he's going to deliver that Dodge bed off of that 5-window truck to the guy that bought it. So he's doing that now, and got the iron box loaded again, got everything gathered, or mostly everything gathered up, got all the parts gathered up. It's really got a lot done this afternoon and today. Shipped out a ton of stuff. It still kind of looks like a mess out there, but it looks better than it did on Monday, that's for sure. Well, I guess technically speaking it looks worse than it did on Monday, but we got rid of a lot of the big trucks. There's just more cars out there and stuff's kind of disorganized still, but probably not next week, but the week after, I'm going to have semis come in, try to ship out a couple semi-loads of stuff. That way I can get rid of all those big frames and some of the bigger stuff. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how that goes. Thank you for riding along with me this week. It's just always, it's a lot of work figuring out what we're going to save and what we're going to cut up and what we're going to crush, and just sometimes it can be overwhelming, but we got a lot figured out. Stay tuned for the next adventure. I have no clue what we're going to be doing next. As always, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Then we're going to get out there and find yourself an adventure. We'll see you on the next one.